And you're live, it says. So, hello everybody. Happy New Year. I know, some people already in the new year, and some people waiting to catch up will be in the new year. But wherever you are, whenever this gets you, Happy New Year. 2024, has been the best year for me. I'm sure that 2025 is going to be a lot better, but it doesn't take away from what's happened so far. So I hope that everybody, had a great festive period. I'm the sort of person that believes that, Christmas starts Christmas Eve. Hi, NFJ. Christmas starts Christmas Eve and finishes on the 6th of January. Some people start their Christmas in November, start putting decorations out and that. So, my Christmas period, still got, about a week to go. So, hey, Joe John, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, NFJ. So, I really mean, when I say stuff, it's from my heart, and I try to give you the truth as I perceive it. Sometimes, well, more often than not, I'm right, I suppose. I understand it, so I say what the actual truth is. I don't get it wrong and say something that isn't correct. Hey, Lulu, Happy New Year to you as well. And Mr. Kiwi, how you doing? Happy New Year. So I try to say, firstly, the truth. Secondly, what's in my heart, the truth, how I see it and how I feel about it. So, thank you, Lulu. Yeah, my loss was February 4th. So, I don't know if you saw my Facebook or whatever, but I put a picture out and somebody said, Mary, you look sad. I was like, wow. I didn't think I still look sad after all this time. I've changed it now to, a smiley picture, but I didn't know that I looked sad. So I explained why I was looking sad and, or why I could have been looking sad, why it was still, in my eyes or whatever. So, that's why I changed the photo that was on there, because somebody said that I look sad, and I don't know if, I still have in my eyes or whatever. In my eyes, I'm still sad. But I didn't realise that it showed. But so yeah, it was February that happened. So I'm expecting, my budgie or Yvonne's budgie at some point to not be with me, because he's gone forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, and he starts to make some funny noises. So maybe you're talking, that might be the case. Hey Tim, how you doing? Happy New Year. So I want to, this is going to be a weird video. Probably all my videos are weird, but I want to give a shout out to Taylor Swift. I love that lady. I'm not, I don't go and buy her records and that sort of stuff. But I've always had a soft spot for her, and I was gutted when people turned against her, over the elections and what she said and stuff like that. But, she, by the look of it, has found Jesus, started singing songs about Jesus. And, people make judgments, and it's crazy. Like, you're told that, God is the judge, and judge not, lest ye be judged. And he who has not sinned, cast the first stone. And people must have made her life, they were already making it bad, by being in with bad people. Doesn't make her bad, but being in with bad people, can give that impression. And then for having an opinion, people slated her. So she must have been going through a rough time. And she's come out the other side, and, I'm chuffed. I'm chuffed for her. She's a warrior. People make snap decisions and probably made them about me, thinking that, I'm weak and I'm kind and I'm naive, and yeah, I probably am. But that's because I've been through hell and back, and I don't want to treat anybody in any way, shape, or form the way that I was treated. But trust me, if I need to get my sleeves rolled up and my hands dirty, I can do that. And if I need to get in the ring with anyone, or 10 people, or 20 people, and stand my ground, I can do that as well. And it wouldn't bother me. And it wouldn't matter how many times I went down. So I think, Taylor Swift doing what she's done, I'm absolutely over the moon over it. And that doesn't make me a fan. I don't go out buying her records. It's not that sort of, there's just something about the lady that I appreciate. And if you can battle your demons and still stand strong, then you're all right by me. It's as simple as that. And if you can't battle your demons and you put people down, then you're not all right by me. That's not to say that I hate you. That's just to say that, my love for you is a lot less than my love for her or anybody else that, I hold in high esteem. Yes, my daughter listens to her a lot. Yeah, she's an amazing woman. And I think, people jumping on the bandwagon and trying to hurt, I don't know. I don't understand this, why people want to hurt people. I really don't. You have an opinion. You should be able to have an opinion. That's it. That's it. You have an opinion. That's it. You either like it or you don't like it, but you don't have to cut people down for it. I think she went through a tough time. Not necessary. Oh, hey, Richard, how you doing? Sorry, I must have missed you. Happy New Year. Yes, Happy New Year to you. I better say that before this goes away. Oh, Richard came in before Tim. Sorry, I didn't see you. Oh, retracted. Hello, come dancing. Come dancing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I missed what he said. I think I missed what he said. Come dancing. Yeah, I'm a dancer. I love dancing. With the stars. Dances with the stars. Too right and all. Too right. Thanks for the like, by the way, whoever that was. Davey B, Happy New Year. Is Davey here? I didn't know he was here. I didn't know he was here. But if he's here, Happy New Year. If he's not happy here, Happy New Year. He's already had his. So, as far as I know, he's still asleep. Unless I've missed him. I didn't see him. If I haven't seen him, then I won't shoot him. I haven't seen him. But he'll be here probably at some point if I'm on long enough, if he's not still snoring. So, Taylor Swift, or anybody else, there's loads of celebrities that have suffered and, come back stronger. And, in the world that we've been in, we need that for 2025. And, I'm on the first one. I'll be right in the front line if I have to be, if I'm allowed to be, And some of my streams have been leaning towards politics and religion, not intentionally, just because people bring it up, but it has to change. Like the things that I see around me, they have to change. Things have to stop, and like I say, I'm not afraid to get, my hands dirty, and I'm not a sweet, innocent, naive person. I really aren't. So, this person here that you don't see, that's the devil. He walks with me everywhere I go. He's my friend. Seriously. Now, God is my boss. I'd die for him. But my friend here, all the time. Every minute of every day, he's here. And he wants to speak to a lot of people. He's got debts to collect. You know what I mean? And he's probably, if it was a race, he'd probably beat me to them people. So I have a lot of people behind me, but he's probably one of the first I've known him all my life. Seriously, he's never not been there, and he's hard work sometimes, but he understands me. You know, he knows ain't no way, never. You know, Dante went down. You know, came back out. That's how I feel. I've been, but when I came out, he was like, "Well, hang on, I want to keep an eye on you." You know what I mean? You're not going to get you're not going to get it that easy. So we go through life, and he pretty much tries to make me join his side, I suppose. And that ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. You know, I haven't had an easy life. Some people go the wrong way when they haven't had an easy life and give people a bad life because their life was crap. That ain't me. That's not me. But like I say, there's Forrest says, don't know where I'm going, and you know that I've got to get there. That's where I am, exactly where I am. And or hurry up and get there, or however it was said, you know, waiting, those sort of things. Hey, Paul, how you doing? Happy New Year, mate. Good to read you. No generals at the front line. No generals. What about majors? Happy New Year. Hey, Street, how you doing? Oh, the year of the wooden. Well, we're in the time of Aquarius now, which is my birth sign. So the age of Aquarius, got to be good. I'm looking forward to 2025. Have to admit, I think it's going to be a good year for most people. Woody, I haven't seen Woody. The Woody Snake. UK, looks like I'm getting timed out. No, I don't think you'll get timed out, matey. Oh, hang on then. Let's see if you can go blue, shall we? Oh, hang on. What the heck? Whoa. Oh no! I've deleted your message trying to make you a moderator. There you go. Sorry, mate. I'm trying to make you a moderator and I've deleted your message. Sorry, matey. That makes you blue now, so no, Tim. So I'm totally lost track now. Tim, moderator. Actually, that's getting you back for taking me the other day, a while ago, I suppose, Paul. So it wasn't intentional, but you should be red now. Gotta run, late for a movie. Happy New Year, Tim. Thanks for coming in. I've appreciated you all year and before then. Say hi to the people that you're with. Hope it's a great movie. Hope it's a great time. And like I say, I hope 2025 is good. Don't see Woody, but hi indeed. Yeah. Hey, Paul's blue. And Tim should be blue, I think, if he comes back. It's like a game of air hockey. Well, actually, I thought it was like a game of poker. And I think I'm the Joker at some point, according to some people. And, please, don't worry about whether I know stuff or don't know stuff. It's not me you got to worry about. If I knew nothing, if I knew absolutely nothing about anything, and I obviously know something about something, it's not me you got to worry about. It doesn't, I don't get it. So my friend here, bad spirits, bad entities, whatever you want to call them. You call them up, you call him up, you call them up, and they're with you. And they're good spirits. And whatever you do when these bad spirits are going around, the good spirits are seeing. So you don't have to worry about me. And you don't have to worry about tarot readers or whatever else. That's just crazy. You're just wasting your money. And those people that you go to will just turn around and go, hey, do you know what? These people just came up to me and offered me some money to try and make you, believe stuff. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Everything I've tried to tell people that this free will that you think you've got, it's already predicted. It's already done. we're playing out the script. Imagine the Bible is the script, and we're playing it out. So wherever you're supposed to be, when, Book of Revelations or whatever it is, whether you believe or not doesn't matter. But everything's happened the way that it's supposed to happen. So it's pretty much, which I've said before, the thrill of the chase is just like life. Nothing is as it seems. But there is a script, and you have to stick to the script. And if you're not following the script, you don't know what's going on. And if you don't know what's going on, you're going to get caught out. And, I think I know what's going on. And I'm not allowed to say much because they don't want you to know what I know. But it doesn't matter what I know. But I question myself. I question God. I question the devil. I question my ancestors. I question the archangels. I question the spirits. I question everything. That's why I went through what I went through in the chase, because I question everything until I get to the truth. And then I can move forward. I move forward with the truth. Good or bad. It'll tell you, good or bad. I've done bad things and I've done good things. But I'm mainly doing good things. I try to do good things, irrespective of what, my mate thinks I should do. And, I sin, same as everybody else. But I don't judge. I don't judge anyone. I don't hate anyone. It's not for me. Those are not the things that we're supposed to do. I was going to go stupid, but this is not what I was going to talk about. But imagine this, okay? God is Father. Happy New Year, John, mate. Someone is itchy tonight. Happy New Year. Hey, Davey. Happy New Year, mate. Davey B, hello again. Hello again. Hello. I'm back again. Doing good in bad places. Please. Yes. 100%. That's what this is going to be about. Eventually, going forward. Doing good in bad places. So, imagine God is the Father. And he had 2 kids. And they were called Adam and Eve. Now, people have, put out a, who wants to be a millionaire question. What role does God play in the suffering of mankind? And I say none. He plays no role in the suffering of mankind. We're responsible for that. The devil, my mate, he's not even responsible for it. We're responsible for it. And we're given the options. He doesn't know about the suffering. He knows and he doesn't care. He caused the suffering, or he can't stop this. He knows, but he can't stop it. And it's none of those. The person that caused our suffering is Eve for taking the apple and kicking us out of the Garden of Eden. Because our Father wanted the best for all of us, his kids. He wanted to give us abundance. He wanted us to have an easy life. He wanted us to have no worries at all. And then we got punished because some stupid woman took a bite out of an apple. And we had to work and do these things that we do. And we ended up being in the situation that we're in. Now, God, unfortunately, like every other parent, good child, bad child, loves them both. Can't distinguish between either one. I love this child who's bad and I love this child who's good. What do I do? What do I do? They're both my kids. I love them both. So I'm not going to punish this kid, just like any normal parent. There's lots of people that end up in prison because they've done bad things and their parents still love them. That's how it goes. That's how it is. You can't make different things for God. He's still a parent. He still has kids and he still loves them. And that's it. That's it. That's the truth of it. That's it. So our suffering is based on ourselves. God is trying to bring us up in the right way and teach us the lessons of life. And you can have a choice. Imagine you could speak to God before you were born. And you said, God, I want to be a brave man when I grow up. I want to be brave through my life. And he says, okay, then I'm going to put the worst kind of animals at you. I'm going to put the worst kind of demons at you. I'm going to really make you suffer in order that you're brave. Oh God, I want to be wise. Okay, I'm going to give you the hardest of times I'm going to make you go for the mill to understand everything there is to understand about life. And you keep asking of these things of God, and he keeps telling you that each of those things that you want is going to be hard work. And you're going to suffer in order to be this person. And you go, no, stuff that. Can't I just have something, can't you just give me something that's easy? It's like, well, no, because then you won't be that person. So you suffer in order to be the person that you want to be. If you want to be a kind, generous person, you have to understand what it's like to have the worst of the worst against you in order that you can be that person, in order that you can be giving, in order that you can be understanding, in order that you know what it's like to go without food, in order that you know what it's like to go without a blanket over you, in order that you know what it's like to not have a roof over your head. You go through these bad things in order that when you see somebody else going through it, you feel empathy for them. You understand what they're going through. So those people that want to take the shortcuts, my mate here, those people who want to take the shortcuts end up happy for a little time. But he's still a divine masculine. He's an angel of God. He's an angel of God who can't do anything bad to God. He can't. He can't even go against him. Like, get thee behind me, Satan. Same with Job. You can do anything you want to Job. Take all his women away. Take his house away. Take his clothes away. Take his children away. You can do anything you want with him. Just leave him with the clothes on his back if you want. Or take them away. I don't know how far it went. But he left him with nothing. But the devil knew he couldn't kill him. He couldn't touch him. He couldn't hurt him. But he could do anything that he wanted. And Job would still stay faithful. And he did. And God gave him everything back. And people in today's world seem to think that they can do better than my mate. They can do better than him. A divine masculine, an angel of God. They think they can do better than him. And they think that they have my mate on his side, their side. And they don't. Of course they don't. He's an angel. He's here to tempt people. And he does a very good job at it. But he can only do so much. And now he wants those souls that have been promised. He's raring to go. He's really raring to go. And, the only way out is to ask God, for forgiveness and say, take my soul first. Take it first. I don't want to pay up. I don't know how it works. I'm not religious. Like Forrest said, I'm not a religious person, but I'm probably the most spiritual person. I don't read the Bible like these people do, these chosen ones. I don't understand fasting. I don't understand all of those things, but I do understand my life. I know who I am. I've been to me. I've said it already. Charlene says the song, I've never been to me. I've been to me. I know me. You want to tell me all the bad things that I did? I already know them. You want to tell the world all the bad things I did? I already know them. If you want to make up bad things about me, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I spend my life with this bloke. I spend my life with him. If you think there's anything that you can say, no. We've all done bad things. And we're all, probably not all of us ashamed of them. And we're probably not all of us, worried about them. But I've been there. I've looked at them. I've stood in front of the mirror and I've looked at myself and gone, man, what are you doing? Why have you done these things? Why are you doing these things? So this is not the way that I wanted this to go, but obviously is. So, I don't get why these people do what they do. I don't. Shining a light into the darkness. You took a bite just as well. Snow White found the tree of life. To truly understand the hard times, you have to live them. Yeah, you have to live them. You have to go through it. We now know what hard times can be. Moving toward the better is a step in the right direction. 100%. From nothing comes everything. 100% street. 100%. Yep. He without sin cast the first stone. This world has changed, drastically changed, and not for the better. And some of my videos, whilst I've tried to keep it Forrest Fenn, it links in. Forrest has been talking about this spirituality. Forrest has been talking about all of these things. My lids are closed, but my eyes open. Like his third eye could see, even though his eyes lids were shut. Like he was making reference to a lot of things, like please touch. It's in the Bible. Like how people don't see it, I don't know, but he's quoting the Bible. He's quoting Scripture. He's hiding it in all of these messages. He's saying stuff about the consciousness, the spiritual realm, and people are just ignoring it. I'm not saying that's what the solve is. I'm saying if this was a divine plan that Forrest couldn't stop, then the only person that can stop it is God, the higher hand. That's the only person that can stop it. That's what will end it. That's what will end it. Now, this was all supposed to play out. These people were supposed to do what they did. I was supposed to give the information. They thought I didn't know. They thought I was naive. They thought they could do all of these things. It spread, to these elite, or whatever you want to call it, however you want to, describe these people. And they thought that they could use bad spirits to get good things. It's like, well, if you believe in the bad spirit, why don't you just believe in the good spirit? Why don't you believe in God and ask the good spirit to give you these good things? Why ask my mate? He's an illusion. Not here. He's not an illusion. He's here. Trust me. But he can't give you what God can give you. He can't. He can make you think that you have it, and you can believe it for so long, but then it all falls apart. But in order for you to have it, you have to pay your soul. That's a bit too high a price. So these people believe that they can work the black magic stuff, and get the shortcuts that Forrest said. There weren't no shortcuts. You have to live the life. You have to go through it. If you want to be in abundance, then you have to obtain it in the right way. That's it. You have to obtain it in the right way. And there's only one right way. And there's lots of wrong ways. So going forward, the light will get bigger and bigger. Trust me. I'll make sure of that. I'll do everything that I can to make the light as big as it will be. Which means there's less darkness. Nowhere to hide. And you haven't got to worry about me seeing anything or understanding anything or finding out anything or doing anything. This is already done. This is done. This is already done. Whatever you've done has been seen. When you throw stuff in the lake at the golf course, it's been seen. Not by me. I don't know. I don't care. I've told you loads of times, I don't care. I don't care whether you believe me. I don't care, what you do. It's nothing to do with me. I'm not going to judge you. I still have love for everyone because I know what it's like to be where you people are. Not you, but the certain people that are doing stuff. So it's not for me to judge you. It's for you to judge you. So the two people that can save you are you and God. My mate can't save you. My mate doesn't want to save you. You made the bet with him. So, you couldn't pay the bets before, but I think now you have to pay the bets. And I don't care one way or the other. Like, I know it affects me or affected me, but it was like in 2021, you were giving me presents. You were making me me. You were giving me presents to make me stronger. You didn't know it, but you created me. You made me the person I am by doing what you did then and everything after that. Everything that you did lifted me up. It didn't drop me down. It lifted me up because it was just another slap in the face or a smack round the head or, baseball bat or whatever. And I've been there, done it. I've had bad times. 60 years I've had bad times. I find it difficult to remember any time when I was fully blissed out or really happy. Or, I turned to drugs or I turned to alcohol or, I thought that I was that screwed that I had to hide in a bottle. I had to hide, with drugs. No, I just fought through it, and I knew that somebody, even though I wasn't, going to church and doing those things, I knew somebody up there was pushing me along, just get me from one bad place to another, from one bad place to another, from one bad place to another, from one bad moment in time to another. And I had to believe that. And all the time, this person saying, but it'll be easy if you just do this. It'd be easier if you just do this. Have some cigarettes, have some dope, have some beer, have some wine, do this, do this, do this. And it's like, well, no. What's that going to do for me? And most people say, well, it numbs the pain, or it dulls the senses, and the problem's still there. So what you want is for the problem to go away. I think I said Fenn the other day when he was saying about his issues. It's like, well, give them to your dad, which is God. Like if you're a kid and you have problems, you go in and you say, Mom, Dad, blah, blah, and they'll do what they can to help you. But to try and do it on your own without asking for help, that's just stupid. Really stupid. I just ask for help. I don't mean from my mate, because, it's short term, that is. And he's doing it for himself. He's not doing it for you, doing it for himself. He wins. And I mean no offence. He knows I don't mean any offence. But God does it because you're his kids. He wants you to succeed. He wants you to have an easy life. He wants to change this world from what it's become to something like it should be. Now, I'm under no illusions that we're going to live in, Nirvana or whatever it's called, or, Halcyon or whatever these places are called, Elysium, whatever it is. I'm under no illusions that there will be no evil in the world. But it has to be better than it is now. Has to be. Has to be better than it is now. And all it takes is for people to look inside themselves. Because that's where God is. He's in all of us. Now, I'm not, I don't talk about God. I find it hard. I find it really hard to talk. I find it hard to talk about God. I hardly ever talk about Jesus. Probably the same thing, the way that I see it. But I don't preach a religion. I'm not talking about a religion. I don't care what religion it is. It doesn't matter to me. I understand that there's a creator. Somebody created all of this stuff. And nobody's going to beat him. Like, if you think you can go against him, go ahead. If you think you can all gang up together and go against, somebody that God is protecting, do it. But what happens is, it just goes back to you. Like, everything that you try just goes back to you. Like, even when you go to Australia with, some Jamaican or Eritrean or whatever, like, it'll just go back to you. Whether you wanted to do it or not, the fact that you did it, it will go back to you. Nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. It doesn't matter whether I know it or don't know it. It has nothing to do with me. Like, there are things that you can't see, and they make shit happen. And there's something inside me, maybe, that makes shit happen. Shit that I think about. Things that I would do if I could. Like go into one of these rituals and scare the shit out of people. Those sort of things. While I'm sleeping. Just be there and, blow candles out and do stuff. But I don't do that. I just think that. Because my imagination is more important than my knowledge. Forrest Fenn told me that. So, there is no hatred in me. I don't hate anyone. I don't care what colour you are. I don't care whether you're gay or lesbian or whatever these LBG, whatever they are. I don't care. Just you live your life the way you want to live it with love. And I'll live my life the way I want to live it with love. And I'll listen to what you have to say and you listen to what I have to say and we can disagree and we move on. That's it. That's why I see it. Hey, Nikki, how you doing? Happy New Year. Hey there. Good morning, Nikki. Happy New Year. Single Barrel Silo. Hey, how you doing? Happy New Year to you. Nothing anyone does can change what is meant to be. No. Well, so if you go to your dad and you say, Dad, this is what I did. I'm ever so sorry. please forgive me. He's either going to say, yeah, I'll forgive you for doing it, or he's going to say no. Now, if going forward, him forgiving you doesn't change anything, he can forgive you. But if going forward you're not supposed to be in a certain place at a certain time, then, or he knows that you're going to do something else, you're just basically saying that because you don't want to get in trouble. That's what I'm trying to say. You're basically just going, oh, I'm sorry, Dad, I won't do it again. And he goes, oh, okay then. And then you do it again. So, you know, if the Bible is true, history has proven that God does change his mind. Like, some stuff isn't written in stone. If you plead a good enough case, he will hear you. And if he believes that your case deserves merit and what you're saying is true, and you have the faith, then he will change your life. You know, he will listen. So, you know, and that's what I say to these people. Like, just don't be bad. Just give back what you took. Save those people that you're hurting. You know, change the way you are. Because it won't be me that, well, I don't know. But it's not me that's going to come looking for you. I don't have to know where you are. Can you remember Trump saying, I have this photo of this person? Well, that's God. He knows everyone. He knows where everybody is. He can talk to anyone that he wants. He can find out any information that he wants. And he knows where you live. I don't know where you live. I don't care where you live. I have no axe to grind with you. Everything that you've done in my life has lifted me higher. Like, you've been a gift to me. As bad as it's been, and it's been bad, as bad as it's been, my life, these last few years, you've been a gift. You've made me stronger and stronger and learn more and more about, you know, how people behave and why they do the things that they do. So if you think that I hate you for making my life better, I don't get that. Like, I'm Rocky, you know, before the fight. And I have to go through all this rubbish, and you're my trainers. And you're basically saying, don't give up, Mary, don't give up. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Like, smack, 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 smack. Get up, get up, get up. Smack, 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 smack. Get up, get up. That's what this is like. And I'm like, okay, then I'll get up again. And you're like, yeah, but go on, get up, get up. And I get up again. And that's what this has been like. So you got me ready for the fight. So I have to say thank you. So I say thank you to you. Like, there's no animosity in me. I don't care. You know, you're not hurting me. You're not hurting me. My life hasn't been good, but you're not hurting me. God is making me suffer to make me the person that I am. You're not. You're not making me suffer. So you're being used to make me stronger. You don't see that. My mate knows that. And he's getting souls for it. But he knows you're just being used to make me stronger. That's crazy. You know, and please listen to this again. If you're in the womb and you want to be these things, God tells you you're going to have to suffer if you want to be these people. And he's not part of our suffering. He's part of our training. He's our Father who's trying to teach us to be a certain kind of person. For a certain point of time in life, when that being that person is the best thing that can happen to you. And sometimes when you don't get that job, it's not the end of the world, because further down the road, he gives you something better. Or you don't get that house, or you don't get that car, or you don't get this, or you don't get that. It's just a way of saying, whoa, 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 or you don't get that woman or that man. It's a way of saying, whoa, this person isn't good for you. I have somebody else for you. And you're like, nah, I'm good. She's fit as F. I'll stick with this one. He's like, no, 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 no. She's going to do you wrong, or he's going to do you wrong. And you're like, nah, I'm not interested. You know, a few nights with her or him or whatever, I'll be good. It'll suit me. And then you find out, you know, your life's turned upside down. So sometimes you're in a position where you think it's bad, and just around the corner, the door opens and you walk through. And it's all good. and you soon forget about the bad stuff that happened before. So for me, I'll probably forget about the bad stuff that happened before, all 60 odd years of it. But in the moment, you can't give up. Like, you have to believe. You have to have faith. You have to have the mettle and resolve. You have to have all those things that Forrest was talking about. You have to shift, drift, and adjust, move with confidence, touching, all of those things. You have to have all of that. You have to have your eyelids closed and your eye open. You have to have all of it. There's no point in telling you otherwise. There's no point in him giving you the information if you're not going to listen to it. So we tread a very narrow path. And Forrest said, he likes to go off the path. And that's probably like me, he'll tell you. I like to go off the path, I don't mind visiting hell, but I'm not staying. And sometimes, it's probably better if you stay on the path. And I know I can't stay on the path. I can't stay on the path. I can't stay on the path because he keeps flipping talking in my ear. But I know where the path is, and I won't stray too far from it, so as I can always get back. So, for me, the chase was like life. I've told you hundreds of times in my videos. Nothing is as it seems. The chase is just like life, or was like life. No. The chase is like life. Has been like life. The thrill of the chase bit, not this JCB bit. So you have to see beyond the veil, which is what Forrest said. If you should think of me when I pass this veil and wish to please my ghost, smile at homely girl, etc., etc. It's important. Like, there's information there that you need to know. Like, if you don't do anything else, read my war for me, etc., etc. I made sure to replace it. The stuff that you need to know. He's telling you, here's some information. This is important to you. You can use this information, whether you call it a key or whatever, however you want to address it. He's putting the information there for you and saying, look, this is what you need to know. And he said, you need to know what's worth knowing and what isn't. And he gave you every instruction, bit by bit. Going around to my mate's house. No. Happy New Year, Paul. Hope it's brilliant. Only 2 hours, less than 2 hours. Don't get too drunk. I know what you like. And no flying any drones in America. Are those your drones that you put out there? Take care, my friend. The world at the moment is a Seth pit. Well, Seth is a god, but I think he meant Seth. Seth pit. It will be corrected. Yeah, it's good to see you, Single Barrel. I don't know what I said. Oh, you're doing great. Good. I cannot believe a person that was elected to run your country can act so childish. His actions are truly gobsmacked. He needs to be moved and all bills revoked. He was declared medical. Yeah, it's... So, he'll tell you, these people ask for stuff, he gives them stuff, and then they owe him. That's it. So these things are allowed to happen. Up to the point that God says, hold on a minute, what's going on here? These people are playing up. My kids are playing up. I don't want that. And to this day, a clearance certificate has not been issued, meaning he is still medically unfit, making all bills and pardons null and void. So, in the grand scheme of things, the nothing as it seems scenario, people believe the information they're being given because it's managed in a way that that's all the information they get, and they don't know, like what David Rees just said, they don't know that this person who is medically unfit, that couldn't stand trial for the evil misdoings that he'd done, is still running. I don't know what they used to call it now. Not the strongest country. I can't remember what it used to be called now. So it's been that long since you've been called it. Certainly not the land of the free anymore and the home of the brave. Superpower. Superpower. So this person that's supposed to be in charge of this superpower has been classed medically unfit to stand trial because of these evil wrongdoings, and yet still left in charge of the country. I blame this man here for, putting that veil over people that just accept all of these things that go on in the world. And that veil's being lifted. And people are going to see, the media, the governments, the companies, whatever, for what it has been over the last few years, which is not a bad thing. I don't think, anyway. So it's easy to understand how people get away with stuff. It really is. It's because we're conditioned by the puppet masters of this matrix that we're in. And when I say a matrix, this is the earth, we live on it, blah, 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 all these things. I don't mean a computer simulation. But it's possible if you live your life believing that bad spirits, bad demons, whatever you want to call them, entities, can help you get by in life, and you choose to say God doesn't exist, angels don't exist, blah, blah, and yet you're prepared to say that the devil does, and you can go to his, bad spirits and sacrifice these people and do these things, and you'll get riches and stuff. Like, to me, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you want to ignore God, and yet you want to worship the devil because you think he's going to give you good stuff. And I think if you sat the devil down and gave him an interview and said, okay, devil, how much good stuff can you give and how much good stuff can God give? And he said, I can't give you what God can give you.
Here are some results from the web. Here are some results from the web.
Hold on. I've got some results from the web, says my phone. But I can't give you what God can give you. They'll be his words. I can't give you what God can give you. He doesn't have that power. He really doesn't. So I was in a position where, and as I've said to you people, whoever Forrest Fenn is, whoever you think that Forrest Fenn is, Major Forrest Burke Fenn, whoever you think that is, that's the person who set up the chase. Whoever you think that is. Because for one person to do that, no, crazy, absolutely crazy. Nothing in our world has been invented by us. We didn't do it. Some spirit, some angel, God himself maybe, just put it in our mind to do these things. They didn't come from us. Like, our evolution is not us evolving. Our evolution is us getting more information from higher beings, souls, whatever you want, aliens, whatever you want to call them. Like, this veil that we live under is being lifted. And trust me, please trust me. I'm only saying these things now. If you saw me 10 years ago, I'd be like, you're crazy. You're nuts. What are you talking about? God and aliens and souls and spirits and angels and the devil and, all of that, all being something that we're not sure of. I'm always of the opinion, when you start telling me that this is true and this isn't true and blah, blah, blah and this, it's like, you weren't there. You can't say whether the Bible is true or not. You weren't there. You can't say whether the Quran is true. You can't say whether the blah, blah is true. You can't say about the Sumerians or you can make, educated guesses, but you can't say whether it's right or wrong because you weren't there. So you can only take all the evidence and try and work out what can possibly be true out of the evidence that you got for what's written. It's like you get a product and it says made in China, and you believe that it's made in China because it's written. It's like, well, that's written by man. Why don't you doubt that? You doubt the Bible because it's written by a man, but you don't doubt the fact that it was made in China, which is written by a man. You just don't question it. But you'll question the Bible. Now, I think you should question everything. Like, was this really made in China? Is it really made in China? Is it really made in the US? Is it really a Rolex? Whatever. Like, I try and find the truth in the little bit of information that's given, because it has to make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, then it's not the truth. Can't be the truth. If it's the truth, it'll make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, it's not the truth. So what is the truth? And that's where we were with the chase. Jack Stoof, blah, 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 blah. Well, it doesn't make sense. Well, why doesn't it make sense? What is the sense? What makes sense? Well, I don't get focused on the fact that it's Jack Stoof. I'll try and work out everything else and go, well, what makes sense? What is it? What if? That's what you think. What if? If it's not this, what if it's this? And that's the only way you can move forward. So you stand 10 toes down on what the truth is, and then you move on to the next truth, and the next truth, and the next truth. But if you don't find the truth in the first instance, warm water salt. If you don't find that truth in the first instance, then when you finish, it's all lies. Everything that you started at is just one lie after the other. And it gives you an answer, but it's still a lie. The answer that you have is just the answer to all the lies that you had before it, which is useless. It's nothing, which is what I've said. You start with nothing, you end up with nothing. If you start with a lie, your first answer is a lie. Warm water is a whole, that's not it. Then everything you base after that is all wrong, because your first bit of information was wrong. So if you can't stand 10 toes down on the truth, if you can't stand in your own truth, your authenticity or whatever it is, if you can't stand 10 toes down there, you're screwed. Absolutely screwed. And you can't dip your toe in it either. Hello. Hey, Queen, how you doing? Happy New Year to you and to all your family and everyone. Miracle of Beauty. Oh, I don't know what that means. Miracle of Beauty. Is that Black Beauty, the horse? I can't remember how that song goes now. Did you used to watch Black Beauty in America or Australia? Stuff like that. Black Beauty. Well, the truth will set you free. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, the truth will set you free. Hi. Happy New Year to you. Oh, Davey, getting clever with the HMY. Why don't I do that instead of trying to work out Happy New Year? So, 100% the truth will set you free. But you have to start with the truth. Well, if the truth comes as a shock at the end, then everything you've done has just been a waste of time. There shouldn't be a shock at the end. Once you started with the truth and you keep going along with the truth, when you get to the end, there's no shock. Everything that you had has been the truth all along. People talking about, oh, you'll be shocked when you find out, or you'll be shocked when you find out, or you'll be shocked when... But if you already know what it is, how are you going to be shocked? So the way that I see it is, and I've said this before, you have two employers, my mate the devil or God. That's it. That's the best you can do. And you can choose to work for one or the other. And we all know how that ends. So there's no shortcuts. Looking up to God, none. Trust me, absolutely none. There are no shortcuts. Even if, please, Lord, please, give me this, please, Lord, please. He'll give you it and then make you wait, 20 years or 40 years or whatever it is. But you have to do the work. But like I say, it's just like Rocky. If you don't do the work, you're going to get beat to crap. Your life's going to be terrible. Whatever it is that you want to achieve ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen. It's just not going to happen if you don't put in the work. But if you do put in the work, what happens is your abundance. Now, it didn't happen for Rocky the first time. Yeah, Rocky, not Rambo. Didn't happen for Rocky the first time, but it happened for Rocky the second time. And he came into his abundance. So, I don't see bad people. There are some people that are. Some people psycho. Apparently somebody in the chase, maybe. I'm talking about that. There is somebody out there who, I loved and still love, who thinks they did me wrong. You didn't do me wrong. You didn't. Those people that did what they did you wrong, and I feel sorry for that. And I still love you. Anything that happens in this world is because of what the Most High decides is best for them. So in this moment in time, we don't have a choice. We don't have a choice. And we have to ask God for directions right now. So someone who loved me, who I loved, who I've never met, unless it was in a previous life, absolutely love you. I have no animosity towards you at all. None. Not even that. None. And I appreciate everything that you've done. So I just wanted to get that out. Our truth has to be found within. Like, if you don't know yourself, how can you judge anyone else? Which is no different than, he's without sin cast the first stone. How can you judge other people if you, that's what the mirror's for. That's why Forrest gave us the mirror. There is a truth in that statement of those mirrors. And he's putting the truth out there for us to find. So those mirrors tell us something. And the mirror with the young man and the old man, those mirrors tell us something. And if you don't see a reflection of yourself, then you deserve another turn. And if the try is sincere, and I know the try is sincere, I know it is. I know it is. So the information you're given is to take you, in those footprints and to keep moving forward. And know that you will, I know people breadcrumb me, but I don't mean that sort of breadcrumbs. If you follow those breadcrumbs, they'll take you exactly where that person's been, if that's the person you should be following. And that's all you need to know. Who am I following? And then, no. Who do I want to follow? And then follow that person. Now, if you want to follow the devil, then you follow the devil. Fine, I don't care. It makes no odds to me. Like, if that's your way of life, that's your way of life. And I'm not going to hate you because you follow somebody supposedly evil. But he's not evil. He just tempts you with stuff. It's you that's evil. Like, you can turn around and say, no. You're the evil one. My mate ain't evil. He's a divine masculine. He's not evil. Paint him as evil because you want to make excuses for yourself. But he suggests stuff and you choose to do those things. He doesn't make you. Slap you around the face. I think you should do this. He goes, I tell you what, look what I can do. And you go, oh, go on then. No, he's not evil. You're the people that are evil. You want him to do something for you. You're the one that's the evil person. He's just able to do it. No different than going to a mechanic and saying, fix my car. Okay, then I'll fix your car, but you have to pay me. You have the bad car. You're the one that wants it fixed. The mechanic isn't bad just because he fixes your car. Well, here's the mechanic. Fixes things. But you chose to have your car fixed by that mechanic. So, people look at things to excuse themselves from stuff they've done. I've done some bad things. I'm not happy about them. But I know they're there. And you can tell me that I've done it and I'll say, and look where I am, look where you are. Look what God thinks of you and look what God thinks of me. Am I supposed to feel bad about it? I've already felt bad about it. I've already gone into myself. I've already been there. I've already asked myself the question. People need to stop judging others and start working on themselves. Now, this seems like it's a preaching video, and it's not. I'm not preaching. I'm just saying, we're, as a country, yeah, and the world, we're in a bad way. There's some crazy stuff going on. And, these people that are doing it want us all to be, under an illusion. And I don't want to be under that illusion. I don't want anyone else to be under that illusion. And that's where it all started to go Pete Tong for these people. They knew who I was. And I'm not talking like people in Chase. I'm talking my family, my previous family. Well, whatever you call it. Karmic, ancestors, however, whatever it is. They wanted something and they thought they could take it from me. And it's not mine to give. I suppose I do own it, but it's God's. Like, his abundance is his. If he wants to give me his abundance, why are you trying to take it from God? I haven't got it. If I have a light and you're trying to take the light from me, I don't want you to take the light from me, because the light from me is meant for God's children, not his followers. Which is why, I was basically saying to the person inside of me, anybody comes to me for what's mine, you tell them no. I don't have control over it, but, the being inside of me does. So it doesn't matter what I know. So this is what this is about, really. It doesn't matter what I know. Please stop thinking that you're fighting me. Please stop it. You're not fighting me. I'm not fighting you. I never have. I have never fought you. From when you stole from me till right now, I haven't fought you. In fact, I gave you more and more information to try and help you. So you're not fighting me. Please stop thinking that. There is somebody much stronger than me than you're fighting. It really is. And I don't control that. I don't control that person. The person inside me I can control. Supposedly. I don't even know this person. But I know that they're there. Just like I know the devil is there. This is such a weird life that I'm having now. Really, really weird. And people think I'm crazy. And that's okay. I've had to ask that question as well. But this is about having a happy 2025. Everybody that I know in the chase, anybody that I don't know, I want you to have a happy 2025. And I want you to know I don't hold no grudges. I don't want you to do what you're doing, and I'll try and stop that. Well, I won't, but whoever's in charge, will do it for me, I suppose. I'll try and stop that. I don't like it, but it would be better if you stopped it. It would be better if you stopped doing what you're doing, and whatever it is that you're doing, you changed it. You gave it up. Because all that's happening is things are getting worse for you and better for me. That's not because I'm asking for more. It's because you're giving me it. Each bad thing that you do, if you want to take my money from me, if you do a spell to take money from me, you end up poorer. If you do a spell to make me look ugly, you end up looking ugly. If you do a spell to make me bad, you end up bad. But it comes back worse for you. It doesn't come to me. It doesn't. And whilst that's my concern, whilst I don't feel guilty. I just feel something that says, isn't there a better way? And the only better way is don't do it in the first place. Because I can't say, well, I like this person. Don't hurt this person. I spoke to them, for 4 years or whatever, and I quite like this person. It doesn't work like that. Like, you can't. It's like being in a war. I'm not in a war. I'm not in a war. I am not in a war. Not yet. But I've said I will if I have to. But it's like you're shooting at me and somebody doesn't like it. So they're standing in front of me and they're pushing it all back. But instead of just pushing it back, they're shooting at you as well. So everything you're shooting at me, you get back, plus what they're shooting at you. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on? So just stop doing it. Like, you're never going to win. Ever. You can only break even if you decide that, look at yourself and go, hang on, what I'm doing is stupid. And it's wrong. And I'm, just a son. You're my brother and you're my sister. Because we're all the son of God and we're all the daughter of God. Like, why are we fighting? I don't get it. I really don't get it. And I understand that brothers and sisters fight. I understand that. But not to the point where, they want to kill each other. Or shouldn't do anyway. So this has gone strange. Well, I'm retired now, but believe in God spiritually. Yeah, I'm a bit like that. I'm a mystic. Yeah, I know, Luli. She does the cards and everything. I'm surprised you haven't. You said you're going to do some more readings and you haven't done them. You can like and dislike qualities. Yeah, I think like the sort of world that I want to live in is first there's love. Like, you don't care who it is. I'm not talking, stupid, crazy stuff. I'm talking, you don't have no ill feelings towards anybody, no matter who they are. And then you have discussions and you don't agree and you fall out. And then you come back, an hour later or a day later or 2 days later and you talk as though, nothing happened. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having a big argument and then, just coming back together. There's nothing wrong, with disagreeing about politics and then coming back together. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing about religion. Like, I don't know what religion is. I don't understand religion. To me, it's crazy. Just like, the souls. There can't be that many. It's just not possible. If you're all saying there's one God, how can you all have different religions? It's just not possible. If you've all got different religions and there's 1,000 or 2,000 or 10,000 religions, then there's 10,000 gods. So basically you're all saying there's 10,000 gods or 2,000 gods or however many religions there are. Like, that's crazy. It's just stupid. And you want to protect the religion that you support, even though it says that makes out that there's so many gods. And that may be the case as well. There may be 2,000 gods, but there's only one God in charge of those 2,000 gods that has the power. So the religion is unimportant. It's unimportant. Like behaving in a certain way is important. Behaving that there is one God is important. And all the other stuff is just what people are making up. Apart from the Gideons, I think the Gideons is in the Bible. They came about because of what was supposed to happen, I think. So all the other stuff is like some person just comes along and goes, no, I want it to be like this. I want to live this way. So I'm going to say, or I'm going to take it, that the Bible meant this and this and this and this and this and this. Because I can interpret it this way and this way and this way and this way and this way. And it means I can do these things that I want to do. What? So let's get to the point where there's only one God. Stuff religion. There's only one God. And he's in charge of everything. Then what does the rest matter? You know, and I know people will be like, well, but, you know, in this religion you have to do this, and in this religion you have to do that. Well, that's between you and God. But the fact that you admit that there is only one God, that's a start. That's the start. There is only one God. And then you can discuss, doesn't have to be a religion, just one God. And then you discuss the truth. What are the things that really happened? Well, the things that really happened is, you know, Jesus did come along. He was crucified. Them are real things. Them are real events. There's proof of it happening. Even if you don't believe in the Bible, there's proof that it happened. So whichever text has that in it, there's some truth in that. And anything that doesn't have that in it, then there can't be any truth in it. Because it happened, and there's proof that it happened. So, and that's how I look at it. So, okay, Jesus existed and he died on the cross. Or he didn't die on the cross and they got him down and he died in the tomb. I don't have 100% evidence. I wasn't there. But I have the evidence that he went to the cross and there was a bloke on one side and a bloke on the other, and the bloke on one side was like, yeah, let him die, blah, blah, blah. And the other bloke was like, no, he hasn't done anything wrong. Why should he die? And there's your answer. He died for us. Like, he shouldn't have died. He shouldn't have died. And his, you know, forgive them for they know not what they do, is us asking that, saying that. We're on that cross. We're the ones on the cross. We're the ones that are supposed to be dying on that cross. He died for our sins, not his. And we're asking the question, Father, why hast thou forsaken me? Because he was a God on earth. And he left us. He died for us there. And he left us. And his question was us, not him. And it's crazy to think that people believe that or believe anything different than that. Because before then, he said he was going to be betrayed. He knew exactly what was going to happen. He knew he was going to be on the cross. There's not even, you know, the slightest need for him to ask that question. He knew he was going to be betrayed. He knew he was going to go get crucified. He knew he was going to die on the cross. There's no reason for him to ask that question. Unless it's for our sake. Unless it's for us. Unless we ask that question. God, Father, why have you forsaken us? Why have you died? Why are you leaving us? Why are you going back to heaven? Why aren't you staying here with us? It's part of the scripture, and he had to say it. But he knew he was going to die. He told everybody he was going to die. He told Judas that he would betray him. He told whoever it was that he was going to deny him. And he knew he was going to die. So there was no forsaking. There's no forsaking. On that cross, there's no forsaking. He was going to die. He went there knowing that he was going to die. And it's like, here's the information. Here it is. This is the information. Same with David calling him Lord. Like, David's the father, and he's, so many children removed because David lives for whatever. You don't call that person Lord unless he's above you. So therefore, he's talking of the Lord God. He knows that he's Lord. Now, I don't know how, and I don't have the information that can make me get an answer to that. But I do know that you don't call, your great, whatever it is, grandchild, a Lord. It don't happen. It doesn't happen unless you know that he's the Lord, unless you know that he's above you, especially as you're a king or whatever you were. So there's information that gives you the answers, that explains what's been said. And I don't see there's any, misunderstanding in it, or shouldn't be any misunderstanding in it. It is what it is. Here's the information. He said these things. There's proof that it was said, and this is what it means. He knew he was going to be there. There's no forsaking. None. He knew it was going to happen. So the only thing is, those people that were watching and everyone around the world that he was dying for will have to ask themselves this question. And that's why I talk about the Elvis song, Who Am I? Who am I that a king should bleed and die for? This person that died for me. Now. Died then for now. So, the past, present, and the future is all one thing. We made up time. But we should be able to be... what did Bill talk about? Omniscient guru. Happiness is success is an omniscient guru. Something like that. I can't remember. But you should be everywhere. You should be able to be everywhere at one time. Kids, children, they see stuff we don't. We lose that ability. And who's to say what spirits they are, good spirits, bad spirits? It doesn't matter. But they must exist. It's not imaginary. They exist. The poltergeists, they exist. These things, good or bad, they exist. And we are unable to see it. Some people can see them. That, I don't know who he was, his name, but Sixth Sense. I know it's a film. But people have that ability. People hear. And and if it wasn't real, those tarot readings would be useless. Absolutely useless. If it wasn't real, those tarot readings would be useless. It's like the planets. Like, if you get all those things in alignment, certain things happen because of the way the planets are. Like, these things are real, designed to be that way. And if you could work out, when you can, but you can work out long term how those planets are all going to sit, you can tell pretty much how everybody on the Earth is going to feel based on, where the planets were when they were born, where they are now, how it affects them emotionally, physically, the push and pull of the moon, all that stuff. Anyway, that's going. Most people have better words for me. Hey, Woody, sorry I didn't know you were here. Happy New Year. I probably missed a lot of people. I'm sorry. I look at it like a grain of salt. I am nothing like that. I know. Good. That was bipolar. You can't have only one God and worship Jesus. No, Jesus is God. That's what I'm saying to you. Jesus is God. He is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. The Trinity. Okay, guys, stay tuned for a reading. I have a great idea for this. Woohoo! I could use a reading, Lily. I never had one. I don't take any of it personally. I'd love a reading too. I'd love a reading. Hey, Amy, how you doing? Happy New Year to you. I think we'd all love a reading. Charge, Lily. Charge. Make money off. We all have one thing. I don't actually do like people think that I do personal readings, but I don't. It's just I just talk about these people, and it's like they want to find out. Thinking that I go to these people to find out stuff. Well, I don't. I just find it interesting. I don't specifically go to people. If I did, I'd have asked Ashley. Certainly would have asked Ashley first. And Luli, if I wanted a personal reading, I'd ask those people. But I find it interesting. We all have one thing in common. We try to make our lives of better quality. Yes. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. So, Lulu, you got a load of people, who want readings. And, there has to be something to it. Obviously, you get those people that fake. Like if you truly have the gift, you can speak to spirits and that, then the spirits don't lie. They don't lie. Like humans lie, but spirits don't lie. So you can have, fake people doing tarot and they tell you a whole load of stuff. You can have clairvoyance, tell you a whole load of stuff. But there are people who can do these things who are real. And if you think you can, let's say there are 144,000 chosen people who can do these things. In order for you to try and make me believe your propaganda or whatever you want to call it, you'd have to bribe 144,000 of them. And that doesn't stop anything that's in the poem. Like, if I need to know anything, I've told you before, I just read the poem. You also agree. Yeah, I think me moving forward, I just try and tell you everything that Forrest said and nobody wants to hear it, but can't we all just get along? Like, it may seem like a simple statement, but it's so profound, it's unreal. Like, can't we all just get along? It's crazy that somebody even asked that question. We're all human beings. We all just want to be able to, live our life, grow up, have family, maybe a pet, nice house, garden, car, whatever. We all just want to do those things. And it seems that I just don't get why. I don't get why we have to fall out. I really don't. Don't get it. And it's not often that I fall out with people. And more often than not, don't fall out with people that say things bad about me. I fall out with people that say things bad about other people. Because I'll probably just laugh off what they say about me, and I'll probably agree with them. Like, they say stuff about me, and I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, I agree with that. Tigger! Are you driving, are you? In traffic? Well, I hope it eases quickly for you and it's not too stressful. But good to have you here, and Happy New Year. Yeah, I went a little bit early today. Not sure why, just not off the street, popped in the pool. Pooped in the pool? Not off the street, pooped in the pool. What? Well, he didn't want to twist by the pool, he wanted to poop by. What the heck? I don't know. So even that, it's like, why? I don't know. Nothing is as it seems, and like, you could all be friends for all I know. But it's like, why have digs at each other and upset each other? Or I don't care if you believe that the devil is the God that you should worship. That wouldn't affect me in the slightest. Like, I wouldn't have any bad feelings about you. I wouldn't even question it. Like, if that's what you want to do, if that's how you were raised, if that's how you were brought up, fine, great, cool. And then talk about something else. I'm not going to argue the fact, because I don't have the evidence to contradict 100% that you're wrong. I don't have that evidence. I know what I believe, and I believe more firmly that you are wrong, but I'm not going to argue it because I don't know. I don't know. I know that God has proven time and time again that he's got the bigger guns. And I only have the word of man in the Bible that says my mate's going down for 1,000 years. Whether that's already happened, whether it's going to happen. But if that's the case, then, that says, God must be the main man. And if there are people all around the world, and I know they're not listening because there's only 16 people in here, but if this video gets out to more people, you are waking up, and people will find you, and you'll be taken out of that place, and you won't have to worry. I promise that. So around the world, there's some bad things happening, and around the world, there are some good things happening. And in 2025, there's going to be more good things than bad things. And you can either be part of the bad things, or you can be part of the good things. And that's it going forward. As it was all along. You've got two employers. You can either work for God, or you can work for my mate. And that's a decision only you can make. But I strongly suggest not that you follow religion, that may come, but that you follow one God who has the power, literally has the power. And those people who are suffering now know that to be true. And word will get round the world that whatever they tried failed miserably. And the only people to suffer were them. And it doesn't matter whether it was aimed at me or anyone else. The fact is, they know that it's true. And they know those things that happen to them when they're doing those rituals, that's also true. And there's no escaping it. And that word will get round. And their prophecy, theirs, they fulfilled it. They made it happen. The self-fulfilling prophecy. Like if they didn't do what they did, if they didn't try what they did, if they didn't carry on doing what they were doing, if they weren't so hell-bent on destroying the prophecy, it wouldn't come about. Because whoever they were trying to destroy just got stronger. They were feeding it. They were putting more and more into it. So, now, how can you say it? I don't know, I'm not very scientific, but it's like chucking a load more raindrops down into the cold and making more snow. You can put as many drops down as you want, but it's never going to get there as water. It's always going to turn into snow. So if the raindrop is the dark, once it gets to that point, it is now the light. Because that's where I was. I was in the cold. And I didn't want the rain, the warm water. So the more warm water you chuck it, whoever it is, whatever it is, the more snow there's going to be. You're not going to find it in snow. So for all the looking, for all the searching you were doing for this prophecy, hidden in plain sight, you were creating it by putting more and more water. And the more upset you got, the more water you gave to it, and the more snow it made. And at some point, the snow will be high enough that there's nowhere for the water to come from. So as you drop the water down, the snow gets until it's just snow. That's a weird way of explaining it, but that's the best way I can do it. So the dark gets transmuted to light, and either, and I'm sure people will testify to this, either you turn to the light or you burn. You burn in the light. This wasn't, I don't talk like this. You made me this person. You got me to say these things. This progression from what could have been a nice point in time for everyone, to share, because that's what this is. This is God's abundance to share for everybody. What could have been a nice point in time for everyone turned out to be, very weird, very stressful to some, very strange to others. And, for a few, they didn't mind the laughing and the ridicule and stuff, thinking they were getting away with stuff until it got found out, until I said something, which, every action has an equal and whatever reaction. And because this is not me, I don't do this, because it got to the point where it's supposed to get to, something was found out, because somebody had an accident, someone got to do some insurance, some blah, 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 whatever it is. And they got found out. And everybody that's involved, each time something was found out, something else was found out, something else was found out, something else was found out. And what God does, he puts people in places to find these people, to unearth these truths, to tell those in authority who are also, implicated, and the higher ups, what's going on. And then you have to justify, like try and convince them that everything that's been done was done by me. But that didn't work. Not because of what I did, because of what you did. So each time something went wrong for you, you were making it go worse by doing something else. So each step of the way, you were condemning yourself. Nothing what I was doing. You were condemning yourself, and you were bringing back on yourself what you were hoping for me. So if you want me to be skint and penniless, or, unalive, whatever you want to call it, that's what comes back. If you want me to be sad, that's what comes back. If you want to be ugly, that's what comes back. That's just the way that it is. That's not me wishing it on anyone. That's them bringing it on themselves. And people call it karma. So all the bad things that I've done, because of my mate here, I've looked at myself and understand it. And I probably had karma for it. But going forward, I've only tried to do good. So therefore, if you're going to get good karma, that's good. Now, I don't know what I'm going to be doing in 2025. I know, but I don't know how it's going to pan out. But it's already written. Like I could say, nah, stuff it. I don't want to be involved in this. I don't want anything to do with it. But that won't be up to me. I know for a fact that at some point in time, I will be put in a position where I'm still involved in it. Which, I don't know if you remember the video that I did that said, people said, oh, you said you were going out of the chase. You can't. Forrest said, in my opinion, the person that finds it will own it. He already knew. Like, in his opinion, the person that finds it will own it. Because in reality, that's what it should be. But he knew the person who found it wouldn't receive it. He already knew. In my opinion, the person that finds it will own it. Only his opinion is. But in reality, he knew his opinion meant nothing. In reality, someone's going to steal it. And that's the statement he made. In my opinion, the person that finds it will own it. Eventually. But, he didn't say that. Or he may have said that in a different way. But So there's information that says, hang on a minute, why have you said that? In your opinion, the person that finds it will own it. That doesn't need to be a statement. It doesn't need to be a statement. The person that finds it will own it. That's the statement. The person that finds it will own it. He must have known that the person who finds it will not own it. Not straight away. Once it's found, it's out of my hands. In God's hands? Once it's found, it's out of my hands. In my opinion, the person that finds it will own it. Once it's found, it's out of my hands. So the person who finds it is not going to own it because it's in God's hands. What happens next is in God's hands. When you stole it from God. I didn't get it. Whoever the solver is didn't get it. So you stole from God. And you stole from the person that God wanted to give it to. And then you compounded it, over the years. So nobody really stole anything from me or anybody else who is a solver, even if it's not me. They stole it from God. It's his money. It's his divine plan. It's everything that he put into place. And you don't have to believe in God. You don't have to believe in God. But if you think about it, it's the only thing that makes sense in this chase. It's the only thing that makes sense. Like, this could not be done by a human being. It was written by a higher hand. Like, it's the only thing that makes sense. And for all these, people that are, a bit naughty, justice. But not earthly justice. It's not earthly justice they're getting. It's not. It's spiritual justice. That's what's happening. And it's not from me. Well, I suppose some of it was from me, but nothing bad. If it's me, I may be delusional. Are you? No, I'm an hour away from it. I don't think I'll be here that long, though. Davey is. Dave was in it for ages. Hip surgery is a lot of big butt hurt. Well, I hope it's not going to be there for too long. Equal and opposite, yes. For every reaction. Ooh. Took thousands of years to figure out the street is where you poop. Well, even that, like some animals, would poop in one place. Like if they're in a trapped enclosure, they will poop in one place. And yet humans just do it anywhere. It's like, come on. Bill, you know what they say? No pain, no gain. When it heals, that's the gain. Yeah, that seems the same for, life. It seems like to get ahead, you have to suffer. Maybe that's just the way that it is. And if you haven't suffered, you end up blowing everything. Like you get these millionaires that win the lottery, and within 3 weeks they're skint again because they just don't know. They just can't. They haven't lived enough to know that there's a certain way to spend $1 million or £1 million or whatever it is. Same with heart surgery. Oh wow, don't really want to go through that. But yeah, anybody who's I just want everyone to be okay. And I know that's impossible. I know that's impossible. But I've had a plan for most of my life. I've made promises through most of my life, mainly to God, none to you, sorry matey, but I don't trust you. That's just the way it is. I trust you, but I don't trust that, what I get from you is going to be long term. But I made promises that, should these things happen, should God turn around and go, okay, you've asked for this, you've asked for this, you've asked for this, bloody hell, you keep asking. It's probably like Forrest when I was giving him all that information. Like, do you ever stop? Just keep giving me stuff. But like, I believe that he's going to give me those things that I ask for. And if I get those things that I ask for, there are things that I said I would do with those things that I asked for. So, I've never been, I don't want to live, I probably will end up living in a big house and, cars and that, but not through my choice. I don't mind living in, a small house with a decent car. I don't care, but I made some promises that I would do certain things, and I want to do those things. I want to do those things, and I want to live in a world where, I don't walk down the street, say good morning, and people just ignore me. I just find that crazy. It's like, it doesn't hurt just to say hello. It really doesn't. Or, one day they say hello and the next day they don't. No, that's probably impossible. But I see some people suffering and there's no need. Really is no need. And it shouldn't happen. And we should have people in authority that don't let it happen. Like the people that run our countries, our councillors, MPs, whatever you call them, senators, whatever, congressmen, whatever you want to call it, whoever they are, they should do more for these people, especially the veterans. And there are children around the world who just lately have been, I don't know, I have no words for that. But these things, these people, they have to change. People's attitude to other people have to change. And if that means that, the Most High, who has the power, needs to do something drastic, then that's what it's going to have to be. That's exactly what it's going to have to be. And my mate won't worry because, he'll have his souls. He'll be okay. He'll have enough people to, whip and, move around if they don't change their ways. And it's that simple. It's win-win. It's win-win for them. It's win-win for God, and it's win-win for the devil or Satan or whoever you want to call him. I don't care. I call him the devil because that's who he's been to me. But you can call him anything you want. Beelzebub or blooming Beetlejuice or whatever, Pluto, whatever you want to call him. There's good and evil, black and white. That's it. No matter what name you give it. The muscles they cut take 12 weeks to hit. Oh, might be chunks of muscle. Crap. Wow. They'll plan on someone helping you for about 2 weeks. Caper said that Super Dave was in court in Santa Fe. Yeah, there are some people that will be in court now. Higher than Super Dave, that's for sure. Hey, he's taken my first name. Why do you call Dave Super Dave? Because of the Superman solve, I think, Woody. I don't know. Woohoo! Finally got my teeth fixed. Hey! Make Orwell fiction again. Superman has a Superman solve, doesn't he? So, or superhero solve, but it's mainly about Superman. Like Esther has something to do with the chase. Everything has something to do with the chase. That's the problem. Everything has something to do with the chase. And that's just crazy. But there can only be one answer. There can only be one solver. And if it was written by a higher hand, he already knew who was going to solve it. He already knew. And if you want to argue with God about the person that he chose, I wouldn't advise it. I wouldn't advise it. Because he doesn't take any prisoners. He really doesn't. You know, if there's one thing that you think of to help get you through life, just remember this. The devil could not touch Job. He could not touch him. He could build him up or destroy him, but he could not touch him. And yet everything that the devil took away from this person, Job still believed in God. And God gave him more than he lost. Just think about that. How destroyed are you going to be? How destroyed are you going to be? Your wife has been taken away from you. Your children have been taken away from you. Your pets, your house, everything has been taken away. So you lose your loved ones. You have no roof over your head. You have no livestock. You have no pets. All gone. You're left with nothing. I'm not sure if it was the clothes on his back or even they were gone. I'm not sure. But you're left with nothing. The hurt. I'm not talking about the money. I'm talking about the hurt alone of losing your family. That is something to come back from. That is something to come back from. To have faith enough to not say, I'm going to swear, so just warn you. Like, fucking hell, God, what the fuck are you doing? You want me to believe in you, you fucking wanker. You've let that fucking tosser there take everything from me. Everything. I have no life. I have no life. I have no love. I have no money, and I have nowhere to sleep. Why the fuck have you let the devil do that? And he probably just goes, well, just to test your faith. But I promised that I would give you it all back and more. Now, please think about this. Job had to rebuild his life with new wife, new family, forgetting all the love that he had for these other people, or not forgetting all the love that he had for these other people. But he had to build a new life, and he did it. He did it. And God gave him not just what he lost, but more than what he lost, and he gave him the time. He helped him live longer to get back all those things that he lost. So in your life, in anyone's life, whoever you are, if you have as much faith as Job, whatever you lose, whatever it is, God will replace. In spite of what my mate gives you or takes from you, in spite of that. Now, please don't let him take your soul. Please don't. But if he takes everything else, it's not the end of the world. It's not. If you have that much faith, if you have a little bit of faith and you've got nothing else to lose, then ask your Father to look kindly on his child and help. Ask him for help. You are never, ever, ever not a child of God. And he will never, ever, ever turn his back on you. if you believe in him. So whoever you are, wherever you are in the world, I don't care if you're the richest person in the world. If you're a bad person, he'll know. He won't need me to tell him. He'll know. And if you lose everything because you're a bad person, because you gave it to my mate, then I would ask that you pray. And I would ask that you start now, that you change now. You don't have to you don't have to believe a single word that I say. You seriously don't. And you don't have to believe in God. You don't have to do anything. You can carry on doing what you're doing. I'm not going to judge you. I don't care. It's not for me to judge you. I don't care what you do. The only time I care what you do is if you come for my family, my friends, people that have helped me. I care then. And if you come for them, ain't nothing going to save you. Nothing. Nothing. There's nothing that I wouldn't do. Nothing. I have a lot of love in my heart, but like I say, I just walk that fine line between staying on the path, and going out with my mate. And it's difficult. It's not impossible. So I wish you, seriously, please listen to me. I wish you the happiest new year that you can have. And that's possible for all of us if we just believe. Imagination is more important than knowledge. It really is. If you believe in it enough, who's to say it won't happen? Now, there's some people who believe in the devil and it happens. And they're prepared to believe that, but they won't believe that God can do it. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. It really is. It really is. So, I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm not telling you who you should pray to. I'm not telling you who you should believe in. I'm just saying, these things that happen in my life, for the most of it, not good. I suppose at some point in time, I'll probably explain like some of the bad things that, that I went through. But I knew, I didn't go to church. I didn't read the Bible every day. I didn't do all those things, but I knew someone was looking after me. I couldn't have got through it without, making those promises, asking, I don't know, the point of begging, I suppose, not asking. And it just got me out of that situation. It wasn't like, God, please give me $1 million, please do this, please do that, please do, something else. Like there wasn't $1 million and I was, super rich and, I could do everything that I want. It just got me, standing up and moving forward. It wasn't like, Hail Mary pass and everything was great. It's like, okay, I'm standing, I'm moving forward, what's next? Until the next, time to pray, the next time to pray, and the next time to pray, and the next time to pray. I don't want to be preaching to anyone. I just want to be telling people the truth. And if you want to run with my mate, I'm pretty certain, he knows where you live. He'll pop round your house and, offer you loads of stuff. I'm pretty certain of that. And if you want to go to God, I'm pretty certain he knows where you live and he'll be able to give you stuff. That's just the way that it is. That's the only way that it is. But there's no in between. Well, I suppose you could just drift through life. Neither one nor the other. I suppose that's possible. I don't know. I've never seen anybody that's just drifted through life like that. But you're either going to be learning every day, or you're going to live an illusion. Excuse me. And the devil's the illusion. Nothing's as it seems. You can, do all these ceremonies or whatever you want to call them. You can live the high life. You can have money. You can, do the P. Diddy stuff. You can have all of that. But at some point, you have to pay my mate. And if you can't pay... So he knew the answer. Who did? Dave did. I kind of feel sorry for Dave when you can't distinguish comic. Well, I think that was a chase. Nothing does it seem so. All you need is love. Ba-ba-da-da-da. All you need is love. Yeah, it'd be good. So almost like going back to the hippie days, but probably not Woodstock stuff, but maybe. Dave Woodard will be sued by the family when his court claim dies. He knew the answer. Don't know what that means. He knew the answer. Us women are supposed to take... What? Nikki, what does that mean? Is that us women or US women? Us women are supposed to take notice of their wives. Of his wife. Us women are supposed to take notice of his wife. Who's his wife? Never Look Back. That's a song as well. Got puppies, got happy. Happiness is the part. That's another thing that's in the Bible. Happiness and joy. Happiness and joy. Happiness and joy. It's all over the Bible. And that's what Chase has been about. And that's what John Collins Black has been about. And JC is Jesus Christ. So happiness and joy. Indulgence. Like, never look back. Kind of fun to see what comic character you're referred to. Well, I want to be Super Mario because then it makes it easy for me. But I'll go along with who. Oh, what's that? Not Penfold. I can't remember his name. Oh, it might be Penfold. Oh no. Who do I want to be? Oh, what was his name? Kung Fu. Kung Fu. Kung Fu. He is a super guy. Kung Fu. I can't remember. What was his name? Kung Fu. No, Hong Kong Fooey. Hong Kong Fooey. He's no. Hong Kong Fooey. Happy New Year, all. Love everyone, and let's all get along. Have a claim in a thyroid damage from chemicals. Could get $500,000. Oh yeah. Where's my thyroids? Oh, thyroids are pretty much most over, aren't they? What was I thinking of when I held my throat? That's not thyroid. The thyroid gland. I do see a lot of comical stuff in the chase. Lots of it makes me laugh. This is probably making me laugh as well. David Carradine. Kung Fu. No, that was Kung Fu, the program. I was talking about Hong Kong Fu, the comic dog. Was it a dog? Hong Kong Fu, he's a super guy. Not like Shaft. Kung Fu. Yeah, I meant the dog cartoon because we talk about comic characters. I used to watch that all the time, David. The one thing that I remember about that is he never broke sweat. It's like he wasn't. I don't know. It was like really slow. It was almost like it was in slow motion. And then he, do something and throw him over or whatever. It's like he never really tried. A blaze can be anything that sticks out. Absolutely. Somebody's talk about both ends of the stick. Stretching both ends of the stick. Kung Fu was yeah. Well, Bruce Lee was supposed to be Kung Fu. I don't know if you know that, but they took it from him. But he, like when he was doing the Green Hornet, he was supposed to be Kung Fu. That was supposed to be about him. Like he, not about him, but for him, the idea for him or of him, his idea, whatever, however it was. He was supposed to be Kung Fu, and then they gave it to David Carradine, and we all know what happened there. But and to be fair, Bruce Lee probably died while Kung Fu was still going. So in the end, it's probably better that he wasn't Kung Fu. But yeah, when he was the Green Hornet, he was supposed to be doing Kung Fu. And he would have probably made a better Kung Fu than, I don't know, there was just something about the way David Carradine was just like, he was just too chilled. Like, it was just so, it was like, he's not even hurting him. He just moves really slowly. And it's like, he was literally like fighting through water. My Japanese grandkids are all belted in martial arts. I hope that doesn't mean that you like smacked them like my dad did. Oof. I used to not used to wake up. There were times when my dad would wake me up with the electric cable from a plug or something. Get up. Like, ah. Like I laugh now. It's funny. But it wasn't so funny then. Not funny. He'd hit us with hammers and he'd break broom handles over us. And it just snapped. Like, oh. He's even thrown garden forks at us. And when I say us, I mean me. And like while I was, I don't know what it was. I wasn't even the black sheep of the family. Like my younger brother was. Like he was the one that was always in trouble. I suppose maybe I was sticking up for him most of the time and it ended up being me. But he strung us up once, like by our hands behind the backs. Well, me and my younger brother, my older brother, he didn't. He was just sat there. I asked him to let us free and he wouldn't. And my younger brother was crying. So I don't know how I got out of him, but I got out of my restraints and I let him go. And then we sneaked into the house and my dad was waiting for us in the chair downstairs. That didn't go down too well. I laugh now, but ow. Ow. It's funny. The Three Ninjas. Oh, you can make a movie, Bill. You can make a movie. The Three Ninjas. That'd be fun. So, sorry I've been waffling on. You know me, I always seem to do some waffling. But I really do mean it. Really, really, really do mean it. You know, I'm not supposed to be doing these videos, apparently. I'm not supposed to let them, you know anything. But this is not about, I suppose it's about God and I should be doing, what God wants. But, I've got my mate here and he's, he don't care if I get in trouble. But I live in the 3D. I don't live in the spiritual realm. And I speak to the people in the 3D and I want to wish them a happy new year. And, I want people to get along. So I'll do what I think is necessary for me to get by, for other people to get by, because that's the right thing to do. And if I get punished for doing the right thing, then there's something wrong in the world. So, the way I see it is we should all try and help each other, And then if you don't want to help anyone, don't try to hold anyone down. Don't try to judge anyone. We're all just trying to get along in life. We're just trying to do what we can do to, put food on the table, to feed and clothe people. to be able to exist in this 3D world that we've got. Knowledge, skill, and character. Yeah, that's the best we could all hope for. To know enough to be worthy of yourself, it's got to be a good thing. Like, to know that you're worthy, to look at yourself and say, yeah, or, yeah, I deserve that, or however that goes. And the skill to be able to, negotiate the path, in the correct manner, in order that you can achieve anything that you want, all those goals that you have, and set yourself a goal. Doesn't matter how big, how small. Always be able to wake up or face something, and either say, well, it's another day, so I can do this goal that I have, or some adversity comes along, and you say, well, at least I've got this goal to aim for, keep moving forward, and then the character to do those things, to be that person, to know who that person is. And the hardest battle that anyone will have is with themselves. To go within. Trust me, I've been there. I really have been there. And people call it self-love, but I don't know if it's self-love. But I don't hate myself. Like, I think it's self-knowing. People call it self-love, but I think it's self-knowing. I know the devil walks with me everywhere that I go. I know that God walks with me everywhere that I go, and I know both of them have got my back because I travel that fine line. But ultimately, there's only one path, and that's the path you should walk down. And that's not to say it's going to be easy, and that's not to say that the devil won't, impinge a little. But if you have the character, the skill, and the knowledge to keep moving forward, as Nikki's just said, keep moving forward, don't look back. Well, sometimes you have to look back to see how far you've come, but don't go back. Like, sometimes you have to look back and go, yep, you need to keep going forward. Don't want to go back there. Don't want that. And, it's the same as I said earlier about I'm not trying to praise myself up or do anything like that. That's not what this is. But when you have been to hell, when you've faced the worst demons you can have, and you can pop your head up and then pull yourself up and carry on going forward. And then when you look back, know that there's no way I'm going back there. There's no way I'm going back there. And even if I do go back there, I know there's a way out. I know there's a way out. So in a way, yeah, don't look back. But more importantly, sometimes you have to look back to know I ain't going back there. Not going back there. They put a 9-inch slice through my Cheers, Bill. That's what I needed to know. Put metal hammer and ceramics inside. Sew it up and have me sit on it. Sit on it. The home of brown tree is growing and maturing. Ooh, that's nice. I'm an inch taller. What, sitting down or standing up? I'm an inch taller. They boosted the left heel to level me off. Oh, there you go. Tall, dark, and handsome now, are you? That's the way to do it. See, God works in mysterious ways. You go in for your butt and you come out taller. That's not bad going. I wasn't sure if you're taller sitting down because they boosted your buttocks. Yeah, I'm never afraid to look back. Like I say, I have to because he's walking with me. So, but I'm never afraid to look back because I know that's where I don't want to be, and it gives me some measure of how far I've come. I'm a different person than I was in 2019. I'm more different than I was in 2021, and I'll probably be even more different in 2025 because there's a leveling up, there's an evolution, there's all of these things that take place, and I'll always be me. There's a soul in each of us, and I'm not sure how it works. I'm no expert on this sort of stuff, but if it's a bad soul and a good soul, I don't know. If they're all good souls, I don't know. And to be fair, my concern is that I don't know if there's two in us, and there's a bad and a good, and I've managed to sort of balance them out. Like there's a bad part of me and a good part of me, and they're both in there, having a chinwag. I don't know how that works, but if there's a soul in each of us, and they're blank, not blank, but they're not good, they're not evil, and they nurture, or they are good and they are evil, and they're always going to be this way and they're always going to be this way. It doesn't matter. I just want to live in a world where everybody doesn't want to do everybody wrong. No, that's wrong. I want to live in a world where there are more people who want to do good and less people who want to do bad. Rather, there are more people who want to do bad than there are who want to do good. Because I know the necessary evil stuff, all that stuff that they talk about, for the greater good, all of those things. There has to be a balance. There has to be yin and yang. There's always going to be bad things. I understand all of those things. And I've had to look at all of those things. Like, why do these things happen? How does this work? Why is that happening? Why did Hitler exist? Etc. 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 Why did Genghis Khan exist? Why does that Napoleon exist? Why do all these things happen? Why can't we just live in a decent society? Why does there have to be war? And there probably will be war, or however it goes, because that's just the nature of the beast. But that's not to say you can't control the beast. And that's where we need to be. We need everybody to be on the same page who wants to, control the beast. To just have peace. I think that's what it is, peace. I can tell plenty of ass jokes. Haven't heard much from my ass since my hips started. Where have you been talking out of it? I'm only joking. What house? Anyway, so I seriously leave you with, my love. Whether you want it or not, it's there. You can spit on it, you can cuddle it, you can do whatever you want, but it's there. I give it freely. I'm not bothered about giving it. I'm not bothered about opening my heart to anyone. I've been hurt enough times to know how severe it can be. So, it'll probably make me laugh and tickle me when, people try and stab me in the back and do what they've done. And like I say, it just makes you stronger. But each time you get stabbed in the back, you learn a lesson. You can try to transmute it, make it something good. But you don't have to let things stop you. You don't have to let things stop you. And if you are at the point where you can't move forward, just ask. You just ask. You've got nothing to lose. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain by just saying, please, Lord, help me. Help me out of this. Or, just help me understand it first. Like, help me understand why these things are happening to you. And the heavy loads and water high, that's us. Lots of tears, lots of burdens. Just think of God as your parent, and you're a child who has an issue, and you can't do it because it's unsurmountable. It's too much for a child to do, but not too much for your dad to do. Just ask him. Just say, Dad, please help me. I can't do this. I can't do this. Like, either help me or show me. Show me how to get up and move forward. That's it. That's all you have to do. But you have to believe that, He will help you. He will help you. And there is no reason why he shouldn't. And no, I can't say no one's going to mock you for it, because absolutely people are going to mock you for it, 100%. But if it helps you, so what? So what? If it helps you, so what? And if they mock you, so what? Like, you have nothing to lose. When you can't do something for yourself and there's no one else to help, then there's no reason why you can't ask for help. None. And if you think you've done the wrong thing and you're too far gone, bullshit. I walk with him every day. Every day. And if God can look favourably on me, favourably on anyone. And I've had 60 years. I can't remember when it was. I can't even remember when I lost God. All I can remember is one day they gave me a birthday party. I seem to remember standing on the chair because it was on the table I couldn't reach. And I started bursting into tears because they all just started to tuck in. And they never said, for our Father, what we are about to receive, we are truly grateful. It's like I just broke down. It's like, how insulting is that? And then I can't remember it. Nothing. I can't remember what happened after that. I can't remember nothing about the party. It's like, once I said it, it was just erased from my memory. Can't remember it at all. I remember that first bit, but I can't remember anything after that. And I never went, can't remember church, can't remember, going to Sunday school, whatever they called it. I can remember the cakes, a memory here and there. But it's like, I lived the rest of my life without thinking of God until the chase. I always knew someone was looking after me. Like, my dad tried to kill me with a bread knife and my mum just watched. And I ended up living, rough. And, I wanted to stay on at school and do stuff, but I couldn't because, I had to get out of the house and I didn't want to be killed. So I was living rough. I did some bad things and lived with some bad people. Drugs and alcoholics and stuff like that. Not bad people. Like, they were nice people to me, but they were, doing bad things. And like, in all that time, I knew he was looking after me, because it's like, you don't get out of those situations unless, there's our hand at work. And something always seemed to just like help me keep moving forward. Not, lots of money and, here's a house, here's a car, here's this, here's that, here's a job. Just enough to just make me work harder to do a bit more and a bit more and a bit more and a bit more. So those sort of things, that's how my life was. And I never thought of God until, there's a creator who created the chase. And this is his plan. This is a divine moment for all of us. When this ends with God's divine timing, we're all going to know. It's going to be all over the world. This is something important. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And that doesn't bother me, because I know I'm still going to be walking with him, and I know I'm still going to be looking up to him. That's just the way of the world. And I know that I'll get, whatever my life situation is now, I know that in 10 years' time, I won't be any worse off, even if I'm no better off. but he will look after me enough to keep me going forward. I'll tell you why, because shit happens. That's it, shit happens. And there's normally a fan around when it does. Stuff happens because it might not have happened before. All things are possible. All things are possible. My child is 45. Deja vu is this shit has happened. Gummies are the best medication for hip surgery. Helps to sleep through the pain. Thank you, INFJ. Yeah, no worries. Like I say, I appreciate, that you say that, but that's what makes me me. Like at the time, yeah, probably the worst thing, and you don't want to. And I don't want other, some people will go the other way. So like I had to go through this, so you can fucking go through it, and I'm not bothered. But I'll go the other way, and I say there is no way that anybody that I know is going to go through what I went through. I don't see there's any need for that. I don't understand why people should go through that. I appreciate that though, but it's like what's happened in the chase. It just makes me stronger, and I feel sorry for the people that do it because it's almost like forgive them for they don't know what they're doing. Some people have a different sort of life, have a different outlook, have been treated in a certain way and react in a certain way. I think that's the right thing to do. I mean, when I was growing up, I thought every family was like mine. I really did. I had no idea that there were such loving families out there. Like I'd end up watching the Waltons, and I'd be amazed. I'd be like, "What?" But then you just think, it's just pretend. I thought every family was like mine, and people say, "Oh, your dad's a really nice bloke," and blah blah blah. And I'd be like, "What?" And I grew up hating Italians. I didn't like Italians because the people I knew around me weren't good people, and I didn't want anything to do with being Italian. Shut up, any voices. Oh, must be losing it then, because I've never heard voices before. Probably my dad telling me off for letting out secrets. But yeah, it made me who I am. So I have to be grateful. While it's horrible, I have to be grateful that I am who I am, and I'm, going through life because of what happened to me, in my life. So sometimes, like Forrest says, he's had lemons. Like if you have lemons, don't worry about the lemonade. Make some lemon meringue pie or something. Like there's always a way. There's always a way past it. You don't have to just give up or grab every banana because it only goes past once. Like they're really profound statements and nobody takes any notice. But if you can't make lemonade, then make lemon meringue. And if you can't make lemon meringue, then just do something with it. Don't let it be bitter. Don't let it be bitter. Make it, work for you. It's almost like looking a gift horse in the mouth. This bad thing that's happening to you could benefit you. So do something with it. Don't let it beat you. But thanks for that, INFJ. Life is like being a duck on a chain in a chain. Absolutely is. You're absolutely right there. And the worst part is, was it Nikki? Done it back. The worst part is, as you're going along, you know that you're going to get to the end, and you know it's going to come back around. And that's the point where you think, "Hang on, I've done this before." Like, you look behind and go, "I've done this already. I've been here already." So yeah, Forrest dodged a lot of bullets. Absolutely dodged a lot of bullets. And, we're at the point now where there are some bullies who are, who were seeing how high, people could bounce. Now they're going to see how high they can bounce. And that, that to me isn't a bad thing. These bullies need to be shown that they can't do them things. Yes, I understand that our past contributes to our development. Still sorry you have to go through it. Yeah, I am, don't get me wrong. And I appreciate you saying that. I really do. But, I am sorry that I had to go through it. But, those are the lemons that I was given. And, if your life is full of lemons, then you have to learn. You have to learn to make them work for you. You have to. And as bad as it is, while everybody else is getting oranges and strawberries and pineapples or whatever, you know, you have to do something with the lemons just to keep going forward. So, Forrest is right. But thanks for that, INFJ. Mama Dog says Mama's dairy is closed. Props default. Yeah. So you're going to have to start giving them milk then. Are they old enough to have milk? It's strange, like when you don't know stuff and you think you're doing good, you're actually like, dogs aren't supposed to have chocolate. So when you're a kid, you're eating chocolate and you just give it to the dog, just because you're trying to be nice. And you're actually doing something bad. So sometimes you do the wrong thing because you're trying to do the right thing. And sometimes you do the wrong thing because you know it's wrong and you don't care. And that's when it's wrong. ABC, woo! Being sold to Musk. Yeah, so these are bad people. These people, have an agenda. And that's to keep us all down, keep us all in this illusion, hide, behind the veil. And hopefully, we can't rely on Musk to do everything, to buy all these corrupt businesses. I have so many. Oh, well, I don't want to go there, but you can't rely on Elon Musk to keep buying us out of trouble. So either those people that have done these bad things or doing bad things get the message, or they end up losing everything. Like, Elon Musk can't buy everything, so either they stop doing what they're doing or they lose it. And, in 2025, probably, America more than most places will change, in a good way for Americans and for, the world to take notice. Some people probably won't agree with that. But those people that have already seen the light, the people that have moved out of America because they know, the storm's going to hit. There are those that have, turned to Jesus. And like I say, I have so much admiration for Taylor Swift. And I've talked about it before, in my videos. I never doubted her, ever. And I was saddened that people, wanted to tear her down from a high pedestal without knowing, what she had to go through. And that's the same as me. Nobody knows me. I know me. You people that want to tell me about me, come and tell me something I don't know about me. I've been there. I've searched myself. Come and tell me something I don't know about me, and think that it's going to bother me. It ain't going to bother me. I've been there. And it's not nice that people want to, cut you down. But like I say, just keep moving forward. My life, they don't control me. They don't control my life. They don't control my thoughts. Even if they wanted to. Even if they left me with no clothes on my, no clothes on my back, no place to live, I would still move forward. I would still move forward. And that's just the way that I am. And, I've said if I have to go on the front line, I'll go on the front line. And I'll die for God. I would. Because I'm sick of this world that we're in. Sick of it. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. And I can either, tag along with old boy here, or I can, fight to make the world a better place for my kids, my grandkids, their kids, and their grandkids. Because the world's going to shit, and there's no need for it. And Forrest must have known. He must have known. He must have known, and that's crazy, absolutely crazy. He must have known. And I've talked with Davey. Even if Forrest knew, and even if he saw all this going on, he couldn't do anything because it's out of his hands. Like, he just has to sit and watch. It's like going back in time and watching Hitler do what he does. But he has to do what, it has to go the way that it is, so we learn the lessons that we learn. I was going to say Forrest. God can't change. He can't change the things that are going to happen, because if he changes one thing, then it won't happen the way it's supposed to happen. So, and there's a statement that Forrest made. Can I make it happen the way that it's supposed to be? Which is, can I, do this divine plan? Will it turn out the way that God intended? That's how I see it. Crazy, I don't care. Say what you want, I don't care. But that's the way that I see it. Can I make it the way that God intended? Will whoever's supposed to do this with everything that I have written, put out there, say? Like, will they understand everything that I'm saying? Will it go the way that God said it's going to go, etc., etc., etc.? My dog steals my milk duds. Chocolate doesn't bother her. Oh, right. Trump won 15 mil lawsuit against CBS. Oh, no. See, those are the things that got me. It's like all the things that they've said about Donald Trump, which are just basically lies, put him in court for no reason at all, over all of these things, made up all these falsehoods. Happy New Year, everyone. I don't know what all that banging was. So it's New Year now. 0000. That must be a reason why that's there. So we're in 2025 over here. I wonder what that was. But the fireworks are going off. So, it proves that there must be a higher hand, because anybody else would have folded by now, would have been in prison by now, etc., etc., etc. Everything that was labelled at Donald Trump, all those lies, all those falsehoods, all that just trying to stop him getting into, not even getting into power, just to stop him running. And then all expectations, it's a landslide victory. Most of the country is red. And, he's through. If that's not a miracle, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. The fact that he survived, people talk about 2, but there was 4. There was 4 attempts. Whilst they didn't actually, shoot and hit him, there was 4 people that actually tried. And one of them was, a Republican. And people don't talk about it. The media don't talk about it, but those things happened. Trust me, those things happened. And for it to all go unnoticed, like, even when it happened, like, normally it'd be on for months and months and months that somebody tried to shoot Donald Trump and hit him in the ear, and there'd be an investigation, and the media would be on it every day for every week after week, week after week, week after week. He got shot. It was there for a couple of days, and then everybody just forgot about it. It's like, that's crazy. No, something like that. I remember when Reagan was shot, it was like the end of the world for people. Even when John Lennon got shot. People get in touch. Anyway, now that I've seen in the new year and it's 0002, I better go and let you get ready for yours. I mean, you're probably 5-6 hours or whatever, 7 hours behind, but if you get your drinks, Don't drink to excess. Don't drive. Oh, Zach's messing me. Don't drink to excess. Don't, drink and drive. I mean, if you drink to excess, make sure you're in your own house. That you don't, have to navigate to get home. And enjoy it. And look forward to the new year. With hope, because that's what Forrest was going to give us, hope out of depression. Believe that good things can happen. And I seriously believe that. And, they might not happen in your timing. Like you want it to happen in a week and it don't happen. And you want it to happen in 2 weeks and it don't happen. And you want it in a month and it don't happen, or 2 months. It will happen. If you believe, if you keep moving forward, it will happen. At some point, you'll get to where you're going. Forrest says, don't know where I'm going, I only know I've got to get there. Or, he talks about the waiting. Our timing is not the same as God's timing. And down here, time travels slowly, and up there, it's really quick. So to him, probably 3 or 4 seconds. To us, probably 3 or 4 years. Doesn't seem like much to him, but to us, it's an eternity. So we need to do that. I'm home. Oh, what's that Lucy one? Huh? Oh, I can't remember. Lucy, I'm home. I'm staying at home with the kids. No drinking for me. Woohoo. Are you gonna, do you have, I don't know if you have it over there, but yeah, of course you must do. You have a telly program with all the celebrities or whatever, and they're all there waiting, and cheering. Are you letting them stay up and see it in, or are they going to bed, Amy? I suppose today I bought lobster. Ooh, a rock lobster. It's a good song. Never had a lobster. I'm going to have to try it one day, I suppose, but never had a lobster. Had frog legs. Nothing in them. Not impressed at all. At all. Not impressed. I do like seafood, to be fair. I don't like squid. I keep falling for the squid in batter. The look like onion rings. So I grab them, like loads of them, because I think they're onion rings. And then, yeah, not too good. Not too good. So, wow, they're going well with these fireworks. Don't normally get that carried away. It's still going. That's 6 minutes worth of it already. So, as you can see, I'm in good health. If I look sad, I don't know why. Am I sad? Don't know. Don't know. Don't think I'm sad. But they stay up for sure. Yeah. Through your choice or theirs. I think, if I remember correctly, we probably saw 2 New Year's in when I was little. And then once I'd left home, I made sure I saw all of them in. Calamari? That sounds sounds like somebody's, I know it's not, but that sounds like somebody's name in the chase, and I can't remember what it was. Somebody called that in the chase, and I can't remember what it was. But, so, I appreciate you being here. I thank those people for the 6 likes. I'm sorry that my, I don't mean it to be preachy. I really don't. I'm sorry that it's not just, it is Forrest Fenn, because, some of the stuff is, related to what Forrest Fenn said about what this is, possibly all about. But this is, from me. This is from me. This is me wanting the best for, everyone. With no, I'm not being condescending. I'm not trying to have any victory. I'm not trying to make threats. This is just me trying to wish everybody a happy new year. Giving a shout out to Taylor Swift. I might have to start buying her records and listening to them. And to everyone, like her, that has enough courage to, the hardest battle is fighting yourself. To have, and then you have to fight other people that want to mock you because you've made a decision that what they're doing is not right and what you're doing is not right, and you want to make it different. So props to her for doing that, and everyone else. For the person that used to be an alcoholic or a drug addict, or it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what walk of life you're in. Those people that turn around and fight their own demons, and have that battle and look at themselves in the mirror and day by day, just keep moving forward. So this is a happy new year to all you people. To all you people who are downtrodden that, think that it will never end. It will end. It will end. And you just have to believe. And, 2025 is going to be good. So thank you. Jeff, how you doing? Happy New Year. I don't know how long you've been in here, but if you've been in a long time, sorry I haven't said hello before. Moses was an important figure. Important literature. Everybody's an important figure. Internal change is the start to a new year. Yes. So don't worry about making resolutions. Just, starting yourself. Just enjoy you. Know you. Be you. Unless you're upsetting others, of course. But just, have fun in your own skin, I suppose. Just wandered in. Well, he who wonders is never lost, so can't be bad if you're wondering. Oh yeah, that song. I'm a wanderer, yeah, a wanderer. I go around. Sounds like me. So yes, Happy New Year to everybody. If I had a drink, so cheers. But I haven't got a drink, so I'm not going to. But yeah, absolutely, I appreciate you. Every single one of you, I don't know. I don't care. I take one day at a time. I judge people on how they help me. And unfortunately, if you're bad to me, you help me. And if you're good to me, you help me. So everybody helps me, but in a different way. And, how can you hate somebody that helps you? That's just stupid. You know what I mean? If somebody's teaching you a lesson by doing something bad, then accept that lesson, move on, and mark it down as a good thing, and try and get to the point where, there's more people helping you along than there is trying to stop you. And that's the best that you can hope for. And I know it sounds shitty, but that is the best you can hope for. That there's more people helping you along than there is trying to stop you. And at some point, we might get that. I don't think we're there yet, but I believe we can. If everybody just makes that, and it shouldn't be an effort, but if you just make that effort to question why you do what you do, how it impacts someone else, we've got a chance, haven't we? We've got a chance. It might be a small chance, but it's a chance. Lobster, better than the crab. Ooh, ow. No. Usually have steak. Oh, steak. No, you do it every time, don't you? When you come in here, you talk about food, and I'm like, it's morning now, and I'm thinking of having something to eat. Don't know what to have. It'll probably be chips. and something, but I don't know what. I shouldn't really have anything to eat. So I'm not this, my body's a temple, sort of person. I'll eat what I want to eat, to be fair. So again, happy New Year. I know you're not there yet, but you will be. And I hope it goes great. I hope, the festive season continues to be good, and I hope it has been good. So take care, everyone. I'm going to press edit, and I'll press edit. Take care. Ciao for now.